folks. Today we're going to talk about alignment. Nicholas used to say he never hit a shot, whether it was on the practice green, practice range, or on the course, that he didn't know exactly where he was lined up. And one of the ways you ingrain that is by doing it in practice as well. We really can't diagnose we can't diagnose by using ball flight like we want to unless we know exactly where we're set up. So that's what we're going to go over today. Two terms to really keep in mind are target line and parallel left. We'll go over those in just a second. When you get into this habit, you're going to want to acquire something along these lines. Alignment sticks, yardsticks, even if you just use clubs. It's incredibly important to have this be a part of your habitual practice. So we're going to use the black today as our target line, and we'll use the blue as our parallel left line. I'm going to be setting up as if I was aiming right out at that big tree. That's a pretty good target line there. And that'll be roughly the direct line between point A, the ball, and point B, the target where you hope the ball to end up. Fingers crossed, right? The blue line, which is really the most important to what we're talking about today, is referred to as the parallel left line or the body line. And that's going to go, as the name would suggest, parallel to the target line, but just left of that straight line. One of the best ways to monitor this, because the term parallel means two lines that never cross and are equidistant from each other at every point, we just check 2 points here. So if it's this far away from the target line here, it needs to be that far away at another point, and those rods are very close to perfectly parallel. Now, after you've established that properly, you can come out here and complete your alignment grid by moving, in this case, the black stick to the outside. You can use the same method to check it again. So this needs to come this way a hair. There we are. And now I've established a grid with which I know exactly where I'm aligned. Given that, I can establish my feet, knees, hips, and shoulders are taking this as a cue to where they are aligned. So you always want to be able to monitor feet roughly equidistant away from your parallel left rod. And in almost every situation where you're trying to hit a conventional straight shot, the scoring edge of your club here needs to be perpendicular to either of these alignment aids so that you know it is facing exactly at your target. If it's perpendicular to what you had here as a target line, it has to be facing at the target. Take my word for it, it's geometry. I know it's boring, but that's the way it goes. So, given that that's perpendicular, your feet, knees, hips, and shoulders are roughly parallel to that blue rod in this situation, you will now be able to rely on the idea that at the very least, you started the shot aimed where you wanted to be aimed. And you need to be doing this every time you practice. We all tend to creep, we all tend to develop bad habits. For righties especially, you'll get into this idea that you're aimed where you want to be, but so often folks are aimed to the right because it feels more powerful, and they come over the top and they develop bad habits simply because they're not aimed where they want to be. So, thanks for listening to that. I hope it helps. Please incorporate it into your practice whenever you can. Don't hit too many balls without this being present, because you will start to develop those bad habits. And believe it or not, it will most definitely help. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.